hard hit rate. He faces Gomber, who will be the opener, and then some Cardinals bullpen after that. I'm not usually one to pay up at the catching position, but I love me some Sal Perez today against Austin Gomber and the St. Louis Cardinals. Other options, how about Jacob Stallings at 2,700, Pittsburgh Pirate great, versus the Cubs. First base, Christian Walker. You know, Walker has really had a good season. Okay? Last 9 games, well, strike that. Last 5 games, he has a hitting streak, and he has hit in 8 of his last 9. And over those 9, he's hitting .314 with 5 extra base hits. On the season, hitting .289. He gets a really cushy matchup tonight against Lyles. Jordan Lyles, are you kidding me? He has, to me, he's just the best pick to first base today. And at $3,300, beat that price. Other options, you got Freddie, Superman Freeman at $5,400. Bobby Dahlback for Boston, playing Baltimore, $3,700. And another Oriole, Ryan Mountcastle, $3,700 against the same Red Sox. Let's move to second base, where we've got Joey Wendell facing Seth Lugo in the Mets today. Joey Wendell, lefty, $3,800. He's hit safely in 8 of his last 9 for a .364 average. 3 stolen bases in that same time frame. Now, I know Lugo has nasty strikeout stuff. Wendell's a great contact hitter. Trying to balance some power with contact here in my DFS lineup. And he's only $3,800. Third base, Josh Donaldson facing Detroit rookie Tarek Skubal, $4,100. Donaldson's hot. He's hit safely in 4 straight games, ever since the ejection with the home run where he kicked dirt on home plate. 2 home runs with a .417 average. Stuffing the stat sheet late in the season. Other options at third, Maikel Franco. Lenny talked about him this morning early. He's $3,700 against St. Louis. And here's a real sneaky pick if he starts at third base today, really cheap. Take a look to see if Edwin Rios is in the Dodger lineup tonight against Oakland at $2,100. And if he is, put him in your lineup. But make sure first he's starting. Shortstop, how about Miguel Rojas for Miami against Bryce Wilson, $4,500. Over his last 13 games, he's hitting .333. 2 stolen bases and is walking 16% of the time. Hitting all over the order. I've already mentioned Calhoun in the outfield. He's an ad today. Byron Buxton against Tarek Skubal. How about Byron Buxton? We just don't give him enough love now, do we? A .271 average, 12 home runs. He brings a 6-game hitting streak into the game tonight with a .375 average, a .536 OBA, and he has 4 home runs over the 6 games with a 25% barrel rate. DJ Stewart is going to face off against former Philly not-so-great Nick Pivetta. Yep, Pivetta is on the hill tonight for the Red Sox. There you go. Came over in that trade. Stewart's slowed down some lately, no doubt about it. But I think against Pivetta, it's time to get back on track. He has a 45% hard hit rate on the season. He's only $2,600. And I got just a few more stacks. Look for Diamondbacks against Rangers. Braves against Marlins. Marlins against Braves. And a sneaky stack would be the Detroit Tigers facing off today against Minnesota Twins, soft throwing, starting pitching, Randy Dobnak. That's right. That would be a sneaky stack. Good morning to Fred Cruz. Let's answer some questions. Low or Lamb? I got to go with Low, if that answers that question. Kurt Hinton, good morning. Kurt's in a fantasy playoff fight this week. I'm sure he's been listening to this sage guru advice. We're going to talk a little football now. Speaking of Kurt Hinton. Kurt's got a team, and we've been talking about his team. Kurt has really assembled a tremendous fantasy football team this year. I want to talk a little bit about fantasy free agents this week, who you might want to look at in the short term, maybe long term. So let's first start off talking about running backs. We know, or do you know, you may have been living under a rock, Christian McCaffrey, in most drafts, the number 1 overall pick, is now out 4 to 6 weeks. Mike Davis is going to be the running back of choice in Carolina, taking McCaffrey's role for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And as hot as some players may have been last week in fantasy, there are 2 running backs I want you to focus on this week, and he is one of them. Davis may be a short-term pickup, but McCaffrey being out 4 to 6 weeks. Number one, we don't know it's 4 to 6 weeks. It could be longer. Davis caught all 8. He was thrown to 8 times. He caught all 8. He's going to get catches in PPR. He's going to get some rushes in PPR. He's going to take on the role McCaffrey had in Carolina. They're going to be behind a lot, and he loved to throw to their running backs. Mike Davis, put him down as a waiver ad. Fred, going back to Fred Cruz, it's championship week. If you got questions about players, I'll make it specific to you guys this morning. Just send them in. We'll talk about it, okay? But right now we're going to do football. Another running back I want you to look at adding this week is Jerick McKinnon for the San Francisco 49ers. So to catch you up on the 49ers, their number 1 running back, Mostert, is out. McKinnon was a one-time starter. He's the only legit back in San Francisco. They're going to either run the ball a lot or drop down passes to their running backs. Who do I like more, McKinnon or Davis? In a 1-week situation, I like McKinnon better. I'm not sure how long he will be the number 1 primary back for the 49ers. If you have more length, you need a player longer, Davis may be a better choice. Talk about a few handcuffs for a minute. How many of you guys in fantasy football own, speaking of the 49ers, Greg Kittle? If you're a Kittle owner, he has been graded from out to questionable this week. They're playing the Giants. And if he doesn't play, here's your cuff, Jordan Reed. That's right. Jordan Reed, former Washington football team great, last week started in place of Greg Kittle. And what did he do? Well, he caught 7 of 8 targets, and he scored 2 touchdowns. Good for over 20 points in fantasy. So if you are looking for a cuff and you own Kittle, go and look at adding Jordan Reed. Defenses this week, I'm one of these players in fantasy football. I added defense. I like to add defenses who they're playing. It's matchup. That's the one place I think we can match up. And this week, the Indianapolis Colts are home to the New York Jets. Now, I don't know of any team that's in more of an offensive quandary than the Jets. They lost their running back. They don't have much of a passing game. If I'm streaming defenses this week, then I'm streaming the Indianapolis Colts. I'll give you a backup to that just in case they're not available. How about the Cleveland Brown defense? Home to the Washington football team. And then finally, and this is sort of an outlier, but I think they're better than people think they are, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense against the Miami Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins have much of an offense either. And I think if you're looking to stream a defense, the Jacksonville defense may be a way to go. We're going to talk more fantasy football on Thursday morning. We're going to talk some more baseball Thursday morning. And I've got a special coming up for you. I got a couple of friends I play fantasy baseball with. They are extremely good players. I want to have a season wrap-up show, the three of us on air together here on the network. We'll be doing that before the playoffs start. I'll keep you posted. You want to tune in for that. We'll talk about the season that was. We'll talk about 2021 fantasy, and we'll talk about the playoffs. How about that? Guys, it's been great to be with you today. I missed you yesterday. I went out yesterday morning. I had some work to do. Thought I might be finished. Hoped I would be finished. Was not. I hate to do that because I have things. I'm a scheduler. I like to have things scheduled and stick to my schedule, but it just didn't work out yesterday. So good to be with you today. Those in the chat room this morning. I don't think we say enough about, well, I guess maybe we do say enough, but our chat room, it's incredible. Let me just go over who's with us this morning. Cloronas, Cyclonas, DK Luge, Lenny, Stardog. Now that's the name I like. I'd like to know who Stardog really is. Taco, you guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for being live here on Facebook and on StreamYard. Fred, I didn't get any more questions from you. If you have more, I'll be back Thursday morning. We'll sort of go into it a little bit. If you want to, just let me know. And that's it for today. Guys, have a great Tuesday. I'll be back Thursday morning here on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports.